What's going on, everybody? It's Mr. Cruz. In this video, you're going to learn how to use musictheory.net to complete your ear training interval identification assignments. So, all this stuff that I have right here in my Word document um, is in your Schoology. Okay, so let's go through the instructions. You're going to be tested on the following melodic intervals. Melodic meaning one note played after the other, okay, not at the same time. So if it said harmonic intervals, you'd be hearing the notes played at the same time. So melodic meaning low note first and then high note second. You're going to be tested on these intervals: perfect unison, perfect fourth, perfect fifth, and perfect octave. So basically all your perfect intervals. You're going to go to this link that's in your Schoology. You're going to copy it and you're going to paste it into your web browser. All right, and then hit enter. So I'm already there, by the way. I don't know if you noticed. Okay, so go to this link. Okay, copy and paste into your web browser. Number 2, go to the top right corner and click the 3 dots and click on reset scores. And then click on reset. All right, step number 3, go back to the top right corner and click the 3 dots. Go to show web settings and turn off remember score. Okay, so mine is already off. Okay, the dot, the circle right here is on the left side. All right, this is on. Okay, so this needs to be off. So remember score needs to be off. Okay, click on done. These settings are really important because for one thing, you're going to be going back to this web page several times, probably doing several attempts, and you don't want to finish a session and then see all your previous sessions and you're like, oh man, which session did I just do? Which code do I send in? All right, and there's going to be a verification code at the end. You don't want to be sending the wrong one. So make sure you do these settings carefully. All right. At the same time, you don't want to submit the same one that you've done for a previous assignment. Okay, that's not going to be good for you. So make sure you keep on making sure that these settings are set every time you do a new session. All right, you can't assume that your internet browser is going to remember the settings every time you go to musictheory.net. Another thing I want to mention is that there is no sign up, there's no registration or anything like that. It's completely free to use. All right, so once we've fixed the settings, let's go to step 4, turn up your sound or speakers. I'm checking mine and that's done already. Cool. Next, step number 5, click on start challenge. Okay. As soon as I click start challenge, the first note starts playing. The first note of the interval identification starts playing. So you got to get right on it right away. So before I click start challenge, I'm going to move the microphone closer to my computer so that you guys get to hear what I'm doing. Okay. So in step 6, we begin identifying the intervals. Okay. So let's click start challenge. Okay. So here is your score up here. Here are your attempts. This is your score right here. The percentage is what I put in Schoology, and the time. Okay, you only have 5 minutes to do 15 intervals. All right. So if you want to hear the interval or the example again, click the speaker. And you can click the speaker and listen to the example as many times as you need to, and it's not going to affect your score. So if you have to listen to it 100 times, go for it, okay? But just be aware that this time is running down starting from 5 minutes. All right, so the answer is unison, perfect unison. So you click on the answer, all right? If it shows up green like this, that means it's correct. To go to the next question, click the correct answer again. Unison, click it again. All right. So that's perfect fifth. Okay. If you're pretty confident that you know that that's the correct answer, just double click it. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to double click it right now. Next one. Okay, double click this one. This is unison. Man, where's the octave? It's not playing an octave. All right, so this is the last one. There are 15 of them. Okay, I'm surprised it never played an octave. That's weird. 15 attempts and there's no octave. All right, so let's try to get one wrong. Okay, so obviously that was unison. Okay, but let's pretend I clicked octave. Here's what happens. I'm gonna get, this score is gonna go down. All right, click it again. Man, I don't know what interval that is. Is it a perfect fifth? If you get it wrong again, your score goes down. Okay, so you could do the process of elimination to figure out what the answer is, but you're not going to get a very good score. If you're not getting a very good score, try to finish the session and restart. Do another one. Go back to the settings, reset the scores and all that, and just keep trying again. Okay, so I'm going to click on unison because that's the correct answer. All right, and then if I click this again, it's going to finish. Okay, so click on this. All right, and it's going to show your score. So when you're finished, click on View Report. All right. Next, enter your first and last name and the class period. Okay, so let me make up a name. Jeff Smith, period 4. Or you could do P4. It doesn't really matter. Just put your class period, your first and your last name. And then click Sign Report. By clicking Sign Report, you're going to create a verification code that is tailored for your name, Jeff Smith, and with these parameters, okay? Showing that it took you 17 questions to get 88%. It took you 3 minutes to do the 88%. These are the intervals you were quizzed on or tested on. And the time limit was set to 5 minutes. There was 15 question limit. It was a 15 question limit. And what else? And these were the settings. Okay, so click on Sign Report, and next verification code shows up. Okay, and then you're going to click on Copy Code. Okay, when I can't highlight and Control C something on the screen, I like to click Copy Code several times just to make sure it gets copied. All right, so after you copy the code, okay, step 11, you're going to send the verification code to me. Okay, so log into your MyMail and send the verification code to my email address. You can also send me a Schoology message. That's totally fine with the verification code. Or you can submit it through the Schoology assignment submission process. Okay, and then make a new document and then put that code in. And at least I can highlight it and put it into to check your grade. So now this code, this verification code, all this string of letters and numbers contains all this information and the name Jeff Smith P4. All right, so let's assume that you've sent me the verification code already. Okay, you've sent me the verification code. Now what I do as a teacher, you don't have to do this part, but what I do as a teacher is I go to musictheory.net. I scroll all the way down to Code Checker. And then I paste your code and I click on Verify. All right, so first I see an email from Jeff Smith. Jeff Smith says, hey, here's my verification code. Then I take the verification code, put it into musictheory.net, click Verify, and I go, okay, Jeff Smith did do this work. Okay, good for him. All right, he got an 88%. I'm going to put this 88% into Schoology. Okay, and he gets an 88% for this assignment. Okay, and I see all these parameters. I'm going to double check that the parameters weren't changed or altered. Okay, and it looks like a fair submission. Okay, a fair and honest submission. Let's pretend Jeff is a really nice guy. Okay, not the smartest guy, but a nice guy, and he gives his code to, I don't know, let's make up a name, to a classmate named Andrea in the class. Okay, I receive an email from Andrea. Andrea gives me this code. I put the code into the code checker. I click verify, but then it says Jeff Smith. All right, so guess what? Andrea doesn't get credit because I'm looking for Andrea's name and her class period when I'm doing the verification. All right, so please do not share the code with anybody. Okay, do not share the code for anybody. Don't do somebody else's work. Do your own work. All right, because this code is very specific for Jeff and his settings. Okay, when he did the interval identification session. So do your own work. Be honest. Don't share your code. And also, let's go back. Can we go back? No. So this is why it's very important that you reset the scores and you turn off the remember score feature, because you don't want to see a bunch of scores here and then submit the wrong one to me. All right. So it's really important that you do your best, because I'm not doing this point matching thing. Maybe some of you heard of it. I'm not doing this point matching thing where if you don't get a good score this Friday, but next Friday you get a better score, I'm not going to raise the score of the previous week. So make sure that every time you do these ear training or rhythmic dictation sessions, that you always do your best, because I'm not going to raise up previous scores simply due to obvious reasons, but simply because you can do this as many times as you need to improve your score. All right, so this is how you do this assignment with musictheory.net and with the verification code, and that's that.